Drone strike halts operations at Dubai International Airport. Cameras captured the moment a drone struck the runway at the Dubai International Airport, forcing authorities to suspend operations for a brief period on Saturday as the US-Iran war in the region entered day 8. Video of the strike, which officials cannot independently verify, was also posted by Qatar-based news channel Al Jazeera. Dubai International Airport, the world's busiest for international traffic, suspended operations following the incident to ensure the safety of passengers and staff. The UAE government later confirmed a minor incident resulting from the fall of debris after an interception, reporting no injuries. The Ministry of Defense stated that air defenses are currently responding to missile and drone threats coming from Iran as regional tensions continue to escalate. Next news: IRGC challenges Trump over tanker escorts in Hormuz. A spokesperson of the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Force, Ali Mohammed Naini, has challenged US President Donald Trump's proposition to deploy naval vessels to escort oil tankers as they pass through the Strait of Hormuz. The IRGC spokesperson said that Iran strongly welcomes and is awaiting their presence. It reminded US President Donald Trump of the American supertanker Bridgerton in 1987 before making the decision. US President Donald Trump on Truth Social said that the US Navy would begin escorting tankers through the Strait of Hormuz. As the war in West Asia expands, oil prices continue to rise. Brent crude has gone as high as $93.32 per barrel as of March 7, 2026. Trump pledged that the US would ensure the free flow of energy to the world, asserting that the US military and economic might is the greatest on earth. He further ordered the US International Development Finance Corporation to provide political risk insurance and guarantees for tankers transiting in the region. Trump said that oil and gas prices will plummet once the war is over. Liquidity squeeze: BlackRock caps withdrawals from $26 billion HLEND fund amid investor anxiety. Iran strongly welcomes the escort of oil tankers and the presence of US forces for the crossing of the Strait of Hormuz. And we are, by the way, awaiting their presence, said Naini, as reported by the state media. We recommend that, before making any decision, the Americans remember the fire on the American supertanker Bridgerton in 1987 and the oil tankers that were recently targeted. The Iranian army has claimed an attack on an oil tanker operating under the commercial name Prima on March 7th. The IRGC said that the tanker failed to comply with multiple warnings issued by the IRGC naval forces about the ban on transit through the Strait of Hormuz. According to the Iranian state media, the Prima is a Malta-flagged oil and chemical tanker. At least 9 vessels have been targeted since the beginning of the war between the US and Iran on February 28. Next news: UK increases readiness of HMS Prince of Wales amid Middle East conflict. The UK is preparing the aircraft carrier HMS Prince of Wales for possible deployment to the Middle East, reducing its response time. The Ministry of Defense stated that while no formal decision to deploy the flagship has been made, its preparedness is being increased as regional conflict escalates. This follows the bolstering of UK military presence since January, including Typhoons, F-35 jets and 400 personnel in Cyprus. Meanwhile, American B-1 Lancer bombers have landed at RAF Fairford as President Donald Trump warns of heavy strikes against Iran. Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer has granted permission for defensive US actions from UK bases. Concurrently, government charter flights continue to evacuate British citizens from Oman and the UAE as widespread conflict persists. Next news: Russian missile strike kills 7 in Kharkiv apartment building. At least 7 people were killed, and 10 others, including 3 children, were wounded on Saturday when a Russian missile struck a 5-story residential building in Kharkiv. President Volodymyr Zelensky condemned the savage strikes, reporting that Russia targeted Ukraine overnight with 29 missiles and 480 drones. While air defenses downed 19 missiles and 453 drones, significant damage was recorded at 22 locations, including energy facilities and rail infrastructure. In Odessa, 80 firefighters battled massive blazes at infrastructure sites following drone attacks. Zelensky confirmed providing equipment and experts to the US to help defend against similar Iranian drones in the Middle East. The escalating regional conflict has forced the postponement of US-brokered peace talks between Russia and Ukraine. Next news: Pope Leo XIV appoints Archbishop Gabriele Caccia as US ambassador. Pope Leo XIV on Saturday named Italian Archbishop Gabriele Caccia, a veteran Vatican diplomat, as his new ambassador to the United States. The 68-year-old currently serves as the Holy See's permanent observer to the United Nations in New York and will succeed Cardinal Christophe Pierre, who is retiring at age 80. The appointment comes at a critical time as the Holy See manages complex relations with the Trump administration amid the ongoing war in Iran and a domestic immigration crackdown. Katja, who previously served as nuncio to Lebanon and the Philippines, is tasked with fostering unity during a period of significant global and ecclesiastical turmoil. Pope Leo, the first US-born pontiff, has emphasized diplomacy over military force as regional tensions continue to escalate. Next news: Israeli airstrikes in eastern Lebanon kill at least 41. At least 41 people were killed and 40 others wounded in overnight Israeli airstrikes on the eastern Lebanese town of Nabichit and nearby areas, news agency AP reported, quoting Lebanon's health ministry on Saturday. The strikes followed intense clashes that erupted when an Israeli force reportedly landed in the area to gather information regarding missing navigator Ron Arad, though no remains were found. The Lebanese army confirmed 3 soldiers were among the dead. Meanwhile, the health ministry stated that Israeli attacks across the country have killed nearly 300 people since Monday. Israel's military issued fresh evacuation orders for residents in southern Lebanon, including Tyre, as it targets Hezbollah infrastructure. In response, Hezbollah warned of planned strikes on northern Israel as the regional conflict intensifies.